Believe it or not, it is going to be extremely difficult to get your customers, nonetheless the general public, to remember your business name. Companies spend large portions of their advertising dollars just to get the general public to remember them when they need the certain trade that they are looking for. Customers might remember your personal name or even one of your technicians' names. However, it is extremely difficult to get your customers to remember your business name. So we are going to talk about 4 different strategies that you can use when coming up with that perfect business name. But before we get started on the strategies, I'd like to say 2 things. The first one is to keep things simple. Don't overcomplicate this. The simpler, the better when it comes to naming your business. And then try to keep your business between 1 and 4 words. Anything more than that becomes difficult to put this on uniforms, vehicle wraps, or anything you're going to do with advertising. So try to keep it between 1 and 4 words to keep things simple. Now, talking about these strategies, you might find driving around town or the next time you see a service vehicle that they fall underneath one of these 4 categories. However, there are more categories out there, but I just want to mention these 4 to kind of give you an idea on how to name your business. And the first strategy that I want to talk about is what I call the old school strategy. And the old school strategy is using your first or last name combined with the trade or other creative word to come up with that business name you're looking for. And some examples of this are Larry's Landscapes. Now, Larry is most likely the owner of this company and he's in landscaping. Now, this kind of rhymes and it has a good tone to it, but he's using his first name to come up with that business name. Now, here we have Jacob's Garage Door Repair. Now, this doesn't rhyme, however, it still has a nice tone to it and it works well. Jacob is the owner of this garage door repair business, and that's what he named his business. Now, over here we have Parker & Sons, which is a local HVAC company here in Arizona. Parker is most likely the name of the business owner, and he followed up with the creative word "and Sons" as opposed to doing HVAC or anything like that. And then finally, we have Hendrick & Young Plumbing. Hendrick & Young is most likely the last name of the owners that created this plumbing company. Using your first or last name is considered more of an old school way of naming your business. However, it is still very effective when coming up with a business name. It's personal. It's your name. It's your last name on the business for everybody to see. So if you go this route, make sure that you're in it to win it. The second strategy that I want to talk about is using your city or your state that you're operating in combined with the service trade. Texas pressure washing. Texas is obviously the state that they are operating in, and their service trade is pressure washing. Next up, we have Window Cleaning Company Houston. Now, the trade is first in this one, window cleaning company, and the city that they're operating in is Houston. Over here, we have Georgia Roofing and Repair. Georgia is obviously the state that they operate in, and roofing and repair is their trade. And then finally, we have Las Vegas Pest Control. Using your city and state is a more popular way of naming your business, so you may have to get creative with the words that you use and the order that you use them in. However, this is a very effective way of naming your business. Next strategy, using a themed business name. This is personally the way that I named my business when I ran a pool service company here in Arizona. I named the business Pool Rescuers, and the theme that I went after was a firefighter theme. My logo looked like a firefighter, my trucks looked like firefighter trucks, and even the service plans that I sold mimicked the rank of chain of command that you would find in firefighting. Our most cost-effective plan was the firefighter plan, and it went all the way up to the chief's plan, which allowed the most service, but also charged the most money for it. Truly Nolan is a pest control company here in Arizona, and their sales vehicles are probably the most memorable. They're Volkswagen Bugs that have eyes, ears, teeth, and even a long tail. For some of us, this might be out of reach. We might not have the budget to allow this kind of theme. So don't get caught up too much in the theme at first. As you create more revenue and start bringing in more money and start growing, you might be able to accomplish the themes that you're looking for in this way of naming your business. So be careful if you're going after a themed business name. And then the fourth strategy that I want to talk about is using the trade as your business name itself. There's nothing more simpler than that. Here we have a company called The Plumber. They obviously provide plumbing services, and their name is The Plumber. Over the years, I've grown more fond of naming your business in this strategy. And if this is something that you're interested in, do some research to make sure that the name is available and go after it. Some more words of advice I would like to mention to you is trying to avoid hard to say or hard to spell names. Gettle is a local HVAC company, and their jingle is GOETTL. It'll keep you cool, but it's hard to spell. They started using this jingle when they first came out to get the public to remember their business name. Again, for some of us just starting out, this may be out of reach due to budget costs. So if you're gonna go after a hard to say or hard to spell name, you're gonna have to find ways around this. When I was first starting my business, Pool Rescuers, my mentor suggested that I go with a different name because Rescuers is hard to say and even sometimes hard to spell for some people. And he was right. Over the years, I was often referred to as Pool Resources rather than Pool Rescuers. However, I wanted to go after the firefighter theme, so I stuck with it. Just letting you know that this is in fact an issue when it comes to trying to get your customers or the general public to remember your name. Don't get too caught up in all of this though. Owning your own business is about making decisions quickly, and moving on to the next. So create some action, come up with that business name, and move on to filing that LLC.
Gettle, G-O-E-T-T-L, Gettle. It's really hard to spell, Gettle. It's made of metal. Heavy duty.